Hello, everybody on YouTube. This is Insane Monster, and I am here to give you the next part of What If Asta Had a Stand. Now, you remember from the last video of this What If, Asta has a stand called Dust. Uh, Also, for the musical song reference, please go into uh, the the beginning part of this What If. So, yeah. So, with that said, hit it. Alright. So then, now, with Yuno and Asta having a little thing taken care of now, and Asta having his grimoire, they begin to train. As they continuously train throughout these months before the Magic Knight exam, Asta does still run into the wind sword magic mage guy and does learn how to use his anti-magic sword a bit more properly. Though they do still get attacked. Though this time, Dust pops out while they're fighting and smacks the diamond mages around a good bit. Though something did happen that Asta and Dust noticed. After they parted ways from the teacher, Asta took a look at himself to check a bunch of scratches and cuts that he doesn't remember getting hit by anything. Then Dust took a look and remarked that, huh, well, that's something I didn't expect. Asta looked at him and said, what do you mean? Dust remarked that, you know how other people can only see me when we fight? Yeah, why? Dust remarks, well, it seems as though that while they can see me, it also looks like they can actually hurt me. Take a look. He shows one of the places he got scratched on him matching up with one of the scratches on Asta. Asta remarked, wait, how? Asta just stated, well, seems like while we're fighting, not only can they see me, but it seems as though that they can actually cause harm to me, which in return causes harm to you. If I get scratched on my arm, you get scratched on your arm in the exact same place. So that's probably something we should watch out for. Asta sighs, saying, well, that's gonna suck. So training still goes normal, and they do still go to the entrance exam like in canon the same way until they actually get there. They get registered, and while Asta is just standing there, he's getting flocked by birds. Dust is just finding this all kinds of amusing, laughing at Asta, which Asta is just getting annoyed and tried to get away from the birds, but they just keep attacking him until he gets bumps into Yami. When Yami gets a little pissed at him and tries to go grab him by his head, Dust grabs Yami by his forearm, keeping him from grabbing Asta. This isn't considered a fight since they're not showing any hostility towards Yami, so Yami can't see him, but he can feel that this big ass hand is grabbing his forearm, keeping them from grabbing this kid. Which is when Finral tells them that they need to get going for because the exam's about to start. As for the exam itself, things go pretty much as in canon. Asta can't fly, he can't create something, and he can't use long distance. Just offered to at least break some of them, but Asta told him no. He wants to do this, but then after he fails miserably, Justice states, I told you you should have just let me break some of those targets. As he looks and says, you know they wouldn't see you, then I wouldn't, and it wouldn't count, now would it? Just kind of scratches his head, saying, fair point. Then we get to the combat portion. He still fights the haha guy, Seke, and when he makes his cannonball, he gestures Asta to come at him, but Asta just looks at him weird, saying, hang on, is that really all you have? You kind of look like a pill bug. Which Seke is just pissed now and starts firing cannonballs, starting with a few that instantly are just burst and destroyed as people then begin to see dust form. He remarks, that really all you got? Acting so pompous but falling so short. They're not sure what to make of this, though, from the bright glow that this thing is giving off. They think it might be some kind of spirit that produces black flames on his fists. Seke starts to freak and just continuously fires his cannonballs over and over, with Dust just laughing as he just gives a big smirk on his face, saying, Kasek, Kasek, Kasek. If you remember from the last part of the What If, that is his version of the Ora Ora, that means never, as in Asta's never give up attitude kind of thing. So, uh, while this was going on, Asta pulled out his sword, and when Seke stopped for a moment trying to think, since this was not obviously working, Asta blitzed directly towards him and still slams him in the ground like in cannon. There is some time passed with the other candidates doing their battles, and everybody on the sidelines are kind of keeping an eye on Asta, wondering what's up with this kid. And what was up with that thing that was fighting with him? As for the selection, still gets picked by the Golden Dawn, like in canon. Pretty obvious. So there's that. And as for Asta, when he gets called up, one of the Magic Knight captains, Captain Flagon, stands up and asks him what exactly that thing was that fought with him. Asta just kind of scratched his head, saying, "Well, I call him Dust." He just kind of, it's hard to explain, but honestly, you can only see him when we're in a fight together. Anything outside of that, he just kind of hangs around me. And then Fagolion asked, so when he's not in a fight, you're the only one who can see him? That's just kind of nervously laughed, saying, basically? Which then the captains that want Asta do raise their hands, which are Jack the Ripper from the Green Praying Mantises, Rail from the Aqua Deers, and Captain Yami. Asta begins to think about who to choose, does pat him on the shoulder and remarks, hey, that guy from the Black Bulls, was it? Looked like he could be pretty interesting. And who knows, he probably might not be as stiff as some of the other captains that from the looks of it. Also, that guy with the skinny guy with the green robe has a bit of a giving us a look that's kind of uncomfortable. And the deer and that aqua deer captain looks a little spacey. Asta went ahead and chose Yami and the Black Bulls. After that, Seke does still attempt to try to poison him, though this time Dust is actually outside of the bathroom where Asta is. Just he can't go that so far, but he can like be on the other side of the door. And when Seke tried to use his brawn magic to poison Asta with that lizard, instantly Dust just crushes it in his fists. Looking at Seke, talking quietly, stating, "Write anything like that again, and I will rip your spine through your mouth." Honestly, trying something like that really pisses him off. So Seke just kind of nervously laughs, then runs as fast as he can in the opposite direction. Closes his grimoire, relieved that Asta's okay, and also figuring that Dust will have his back. After that, Asta does hop through Finral's portal to go meet with the other Black Bulls. Obviously, he does still have that fireball blasted at him from Magna and Lux fighting one another as he opens up the door and just sees a bunch of crazy people, but this time just punches it, dispelling it. After Yami yells and slamming his fist into the wall, telling them to calm down, Asta is introduced by the other Black Bulls and vice versa, meeting them all, and also kind of not sure what to think of some of them. Which then Magna just gets into Asta's face, saying that it's time for his baptism. As for the baptism, the physical part goes as in canon. As for the magic battle portion, when Magna goes rapidly firing his flame attacks, Dust shows up and does his cassette, just destroying all of Magna's attacks. It does surprise the Black Bulls that weren't there at the exams, though some of them think it's pretty cool, especially Luck, who wants to try to fight whatever that is. Magnus pumped and goes for the big finish, throwing a big fireball. Asta uses his sword like in canon and reflects it, realizing that he could do that. Dust disappears from everybody's sight now that they're not in combat anymore, as he remarks to Asta saying, "Seriously, that thing could send magic back too? Huh, wish we would have known about that earlier, huh?" Asta remarked, "Yeah, no kidding." Magna runs up to him and says that he's a real man and praising him, also remarking that he's also from the Forsaken realm, basically a commoner too, which then Asta lets it slip that he doesn't actually have magic while they talk, which this catches Magna off guard, but he's surprised and impressed with him. Though he does still ask what the hell that thing was just that was punching his fire attacks. Asta remarked with, "Well, that's dust. It's like something that comes, he's like something that comes from me. I'm not sure how to properly explain it." Though he says he seems kind of self aware of what he is. saying that he's made out of my life force or something. I honestly don't really know. This kind of catches some of their attention, but they're just putting that on the side for now and going celebrate as Asta gets his Black Bull robe as well as the Black Bull symbol on his headband. As we move up and see on the higher levels of the Black Bull's hideout a girl with silver hair looking down at them. After everything, Asta was shown to his new room. He was obviously excited and started cleaning it up. Once he got the bed, we also see that Nero is, like in canon, sleeping on the windowsill. After that, we get to the point where Asta wakes up finding a pillar in front of his door, which Magna meets up with him explaining how the Black Bull's hideout sifts around and is given the tour, seeing the magic beasts, the bathrooms, the library, and everything. As they're running through, Gus remarks that, "Hey, we should try having some fun with those magic beasts. It looks like they'd be pretty entertaining." But Asta remarking to him quietly so Magna doesn't hear, "Yeah, if you'd want me to get chomped on." As they eventually run into Noelle, which their interaction does go basically the same as in canon. Though after that, Asta does do the chores, though a bit quicker now that he has a spare pair of hands to help him out. Though with the Black Bulls seeing some things moving in midair without being held by anything they can see, they're just gonna kind of just leaving it at that, not wanting to ask any questions. Like, I see nothing, I see nothing. Not gonna get into any of the weirdness with that, because some of them are, if not all, are a bit intimidated with how Dust looks, uh, as you can see in the thumbnail. After all that, Asta does go walk around and finds Noelle training. Noelle does still notice him, and he gets blown away by her magic that gets run out of control as she attacks before he could say something that she believes that he would just start commenting on her and insulting her. He gets blown back, but is able to stick the landing a good bit better rather than being caught by Yami as the Black Bulls try to figure out what to do. Which then Yami grabs Asta and tells him to deal with that. He does still end up throwing Asta like in canon, which Asta is yelling, "Oh, you can't be serious, man!" With Dust remarking, "I think that guy is very serious." With Asta remarking, "Fine then." He pulls the Demon Slayer sword out and destroys the giant ball of water magic, basically drowning Noelle. At this point, Dust grabs Noelle and Asta and helps with the landing. After that, the same thing happens as in canon, as Asta remarks of how impressive she is having all that magical power when he has none, with all the other Black Bulls supporting Noelle, saying that it's not that big of a deal and that she's a good fit for their squad. She gets her Black Bull's robe back and all that, but just noticing a slight blush on her face as he then states, "Hey Asta, maybe, maybe you should get to know her." With Asta looking at him saying, "What do you mean? What, you think she might need a friend?" With Dust saying, "How did I come from you?" Which Asta's just confused right now And this is where we'll be ending it for right now. I do hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell so that you know when the next video is uploaded. And I will be uploading the next poll for the next What If they get their second part. So please make sure to visit the community tab in a little bit after this video is uploaded. And please enjoy. And vote for the next What If that I hope you will also enjoy. See you later.